Right now, there is an acute humanitarian disaster unfolding in Syria, where the Assad regime, with the help of Russian air power, is retaking the last portion of the country that had been held by rebels, Idlib province. The population in Idlib doubled in recent years with refugees from the rest of Syria. There are now 3 million people there, including 1 million children. They are in desperate trouble. The Russians have bombed hospitals and schools, killing at least 20 people in just the last 24 hours. The violence has displaced at least 1 million people in Idlib in just the past few months. With refugee camps at capacity, hundreds of thousands of people right now are stranded in sub-zero temperatures, left sheltering in abandoned buildings or unheated tents, some with only blankets at most. According to the New York Times, at least 9 children have frozen to death, including this 18-month-old girl pictured here with her father. Her father had rushed her to a hospital on foot after he was unable to get transportation, but it was too late. Quoting the Times, in the half-finished concrete shell that had been home since they ran for their lives across northwest Syria, the Layla family had spent 3 weeks enduring nighttime temperatures that barely rose above 20. I dream about being warm. I just want my children to feel warm. I don't want to lose them to the cold, the child's father said. This may be the worst humanitarian crisis in Syria's 9-year civil war, which is saying something. And getting humanitarian aid there is difficult, if not impossible, with aid groups experiencing extremely limited access. So the world right now is essentially just watching these people die. And you look at this, you feel rage and helplessness, and what can we do? There is not a lot right now we can do, especially for those stuck in Idlib. There are things we can do for the victims of this war, of whom there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions. One really concrete thing we as Americans can do, and as a nation, is we could just take a lot more refugees. And this administration has cut back at absolutely unprecedented levels on the numbers of refugees the U.S. takes in. We hardly take in any Syrian refugees because Syria, you might remember, is part of the travel ban. And those people, those children that are freezing to death right now, well, they can't come to this country because Donald Trump said he wanted to ban all Muslims. And to understand the mastermind behind all this, Stephen Miller, who has made squeezing immigration down to zero and getting refugees his life's work. Stephen Miller, and who in a recent New York profile at the end of a meeting with government officials, expressed his single-minded focus on reducing both refugees and immigrants. I didn't mean to come across as harsh, he said. It's just that this is all I care about. I don't have a family. I don't have anything else. This is my life. Well, Stephen Miller, this is your life.